last 25 plus years. Now you know my age. I am the graduating batch of 2012 from DPS Raukela, and I will always be thankful to the teachers here for helping me define who I am. Well, I would like to share with you that I will always very fondly remember the memories of my school, of learning new ideas, of going for the education fairs, getting scolded by teachers, which was happening right now as well. That happens in every batch, so don't worry about that. But also at the same time, I'll always remember the time when we used to crack jokes during recess, go and play football in the field, which I was pretty... It's okay, go for it. But yeah, as I was saying, I think he wants to help.
Okay.
It's okay, it's important to be comfortable. Alright, everyone with me? सबको ठीक लग रहा है यहाँ पे? Are you guys okay in English, Hindi? What do you guys prefer? English is okay? Yeah, do you guys prefer hot or cold temperature? Sorry, वो मेरा हाथ में नहीं है. Sorry. Alright, so as I was telling you, I'll always very fondly remember when I used to crack jokes, during recess and go and play football in the field, which I was pretty bad at. And at the same time, look forward to giving competitive examinations like NTSE, as Sir was saying, which I think I was decently good at. I think Sir praised me too much. But having said that, I want to tell you something that I am, and I will always be thankful for the blessings and guidance of my parents, our principal, our teachers, and my batchmates. Without that, I couldn't have been where I am today. Well, after completing my class 10 at DPS Raukela, I went to Singapore, where I was pursuing my class 11 and 12 through a program called as the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. It's a lot like CBSE, but they have a different focus and vision within themselves. But after that, I pursued my bachelor's in business management in Singapore Management University. And today I'm working in the field of data analytics. You might have heard of it, data science, data analytics, right? So I'm working at LinkedIn today in the field of data analytics. And I want to share my story with you as well. Unfortunately, the presentation is taking 2%. I hope it gets to 98% very soon. But I hope the presentation will come. Maybe by the end of my time here, the presentation does come and I will share with you of exactly how the graph looks like. If you look from outside, the graph looks like a very straight upward linear curve, actually an exponential curve. The reason I'm saying that is because the place where I began my journey in class 4 or 5, I remember, I used to be scared of maths. Who else here is scared of maths? Anyone here? I can see 2 hands there. Which went down? Wow, a lot of people there. It's okay. Hota hai yaar. Sorry Shantanu sir, it was the reality of me. I'm really sorry. Guys, everyone go. Yeah. I was scared of maths. That's who I was when I was in class 4 and 5. I used to be scared of it because I thought I was not the best at it. I used to think like, oh, maybe my friends are much better at maths than me. They used to know all the nice tricks and tips to get the question and the answer, which made me very scared. And today I'm working in the field of data analytics. So it looks like a very smooth upward journey. But that was not the case. my journey was full of ups and downs. And that's what I want to share with you as well. Well, first of all, to overcome my fear of maths, I tried to understand what within me was making me scared of it. Because somewhere I knew I liked maths, I liked the way it logically flew. So I tried to understand what exactly is scaring me about maths. And eventually, I remember this one particular summer, I tried to study a lot of the theorems, axioms, and so on, to be able to truly understand, yeah, it's scary nahi hai. It's okay. Maths to hai. And somewhere it helped me boost my confidence as well as and when I began preparing for my exams, for my competitive exams. That's where I met with NTSC. And with NTSC, thankfully with the guidance of Sandeep sir as well, I was able to crack it. And that boosted my confidence in myself and maths. But then I didn't get GMO. But that kind of built my confidence, okay. Now I'm thinking, what's happening here? I thought I liked maths, what's happening to me? But then my big break came for me when I got a scholarship to study in Singapore. And that opened up an array of options of what life looks like, of what options are there in life. But 2 years later, I unfortunately didn't get into my dream college of IIT, which I'm sure is a dream for a lot of you as well. And that happens in life, right? It's not always that we see an upward trajectory. You have a lot of ups and a lot of downs. After that, I lost my best friend, who used to study with me here, and I spiraled down further and further. I felt like I was at a very dark place. I was very lost in life. I didn't know what I wanted in life as well. But while all of this was happening in the background, somewhere a door opened when I majored in analytics in my university. And again, I had no idea how this will help me later, but somewhere I opened that door, and the door opened for me rather. But again, my grades were low in university, and multiple companies rejected me. But then there was a company out there which maybe saw the potential in me, and I saw the potential in the company, that, hey, this is where I can go and I can build myself in the career for analytics. What I'm going to say is, you'll be facing a lot of hurdles and failures in life. That is going to be a part of it. Maybe when you see on Facebook about other people's lives, it always seems very happy, very lucky. सबके साथ अच्छा हो रहा है, सिर्फ मेरे साथ ही इतना बुरा क्यों हो रहा है? And that's where you have to tell yourself that it's okay. I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm growing, and that's okay. And that's where I want to tell you about my first key takeaway for today, which is connecting the dots. Have you guys heard of Steve Jobs? You guys know about the famous quote? Yeah? You cannot connect the dots looking forward, but you can only connect the dots looking backward. So that is my first key takeaway, which is you'll find the dots in your life connecting, be it an up, be it a down. You'll find them connecting, and you have to trust in that as well. You have to trust in yourself and in the dots that, yeah, they will connect somehow. Yeah, kaise bhi karke connect ho jayega. So let me share a little bit about you from my school life as well. So as I was telling you, I was scared of maths, but I loved it. Somewhere I had a growing affection for it. But I didn't have the same feeling for English. It was for multiple reasons, my own biases, my own thought processes. I came from a very traditional science stream background, so somewhere with a lot of the conditioning, I didn't have the same level of affection for English. And if I can share a small snippet from my class 5. So I'll tell you what happened. There was a very famous poem, I can't remember if it was by Robert Frost, but the poem basically said that, hey, the clouds are going above the sun, and the sun hits the face, right, of the author. And the question went, what did the author mean by that? By the clouds going above? It's an English test, mind you. So my answer to that was, well, the clouds are made of water vapor, so water vapor are less denser than the air around it, so they rise up automatically because of the buoyant force. Needless to say, I got a paid. My teachers were so mad at me, like, what's wrong with you? You know, come to the classroom right now. Go stand outside. But yeah. I can see someone clapping there. Someone has done the exact same thing. Yeah? Someone has done the exact same thing? Well, everyone with me? That's who I was back then. But then when I went to Singapore, I was exposed to a whole world of literature. And somewhere it sparked a love for literature from within me as I began reading Shakespeare, Dan Brown, Agatha Christie, Herman Hesse, and so on. And today I can see, today, 10 years later, I can see the role that maths and English have played in my life. The very foundation of maths helps me to be confident in my analytical skills. But the very foundation of English today helps me for my presentation skills as well. Both of which are important. At least for me. That's the way my dots connected. And that's what I want to share with you as well. It's difficult to see sometimes how the dots will exactly pan out, but you have to trust that they will. And I know right now, the kind of phase you are in, you have to make a lot of life choices. Yaar, kaun sa stream lenge, kya karna, abhi to le chuke ho, but which team you are in, which college to go to, what kind of majors to take. It's a lot coming in front of you. But especially this particular year, are you guys all in class 12, by the way? Yeah? So this particular year is going to be quite a challenge for you. And what I'd like to highlight is it's 30% complete so far. Still hoping. But what I want to highlight to you is, as and when you go on this journey to be able to crack your board exams, your entrance examinations, and so on and so forth, you'll often find that you are struggling between motivation and discipline. Does it happen to everyone? Like, yeah, mera motivation nahi hai, pata nahi kahan ja raha hai. I can't understand where it's going. Well, that's what I'd like to go back to what Sandeep sir mentioned about NTSC. So, back in class 4, 5, I remember, I used to love giving those Olympiads. What are the names? NSO. Yeah, what else is there? One more. Yeah. SOF. Yeah, that's the one. That's the foundation. I used to love giving them. Yeah, I was amazing at it. I used to feel like a superhero giving them, So, of course, I was like pumped to give NTSC as well. And I began giving mock tests at home. And as usual, eventually, some of the mock tests I did very badly. And guess what? My motivation and the excitement I had for NTSC went down. It died. I practically lost hope. I was like, what's the point? I'm not doing good here. I think when Sandeep sir was saying, like, I was not in the top 10, in the beginning. But somewhere there, I feel like the guidance of my parents and my teachers, somewhere there helped me deep down understand that, one thing is to have a motivation, like, yeah, I want to do it. But I think something that is even more important is discipline, right? And I remember eventually a few days later, a few weeks later, I got up at 4 a.m. I got a glass of Bonvita. Us time pe the coffee nahi peete na. I got a glass of Bonvita, and I began studying for NTSC at 4 a.m. 2 hours before I actually come for school. Day after day, week after week, month after month, I did the same routine over and over again. No matter what my tests were going on. High or low, but I kept on doing it. And eventually, thankfully, I cracked it. So that's a lesson I wanted to share with you, that you have to understand and define for yourself. That is important. This is my motivation, this is my discipline. Because they are going to be fickle. Motivation is there today, it might not be there tomorrow. I'm sure you must have faced while, jogging. Does anyone jog here? Yeah? Have you felt it in the beginning, while you begin a jog? Right? You're like, yaar, aaj nahi ho payega, 5 kilometers to, But that's where the discipline helps. That's where discipline comes. And with the discipline, you have to define, you have to to be the one able to define what that motivation and discipline means to you. You have to be the definition of your own identity. This is a bit philosophical, so I'll try to break it down as much as possible. Define your identity. But how many of you remember Rancho from 3 Idiots? Yeah? What's his full name? Rancho Das, Shyama Das, Kanchar. Yeah? And who was his enemy? Chatur. Yeah? मैं हंसूंगा और तुम रोओगे. Yeah, remember that? I thought I was old, yeah. I thought like this is a movie from my generation. किसी को याद नहीं रहेगा, but I'm glad you guys remember. Thank you for that. But I don't know about you, but when I was 3 Idiots, I was like, yeah, of course I'm the Rancho. The super cool guy, you know, it's amazing at studies, gets the job he wants, gets the girl. Right? Of course you think that, yeah, I am Rancho. Of course I'm not Chatur. Of course I'm not Chatur. Right? I'm sure many of you must have thought that, yeah, I'm more like Rancho than I'm like Chatur. But that's where I think I learned it the hard way, that I'm neither Rancho nor Chatur. Who am I? Yeah, thank you. आपको मेरा नाम याद रहा, मैं इसके लिए बहुत शुक्रगुजार रहूँगा. मेरा हिंदी थोड़ा तकलीफ है, थोड़ा कम मार्क्स आए थे मेरे को. But yeah. So, as I was saying, I'm neither Rancho, I'm neither Chatur, neither Raji Rastogi, nor Farhan Qureshi. I am Manas. That's who I am. What I mean by that is, yesterday I had the good fortune of talking to a few of my beloved teachers, and a lot of them reminded me about how I was an introverted student. I was very introverted. I was that kid who used to sit in the back seat and just do his homework. I was a kid who never used to go out, talk to people, even talk to teachers. I was scared of that. But somewhere again, my journey had it in me that when I met people from different backgrounds, different experiences, I opened up. And that helped me define that, hey, maybe I am more of an extrovert. Yeah? I'm not trying to say that one is better than the other. Not at all, please. I'm not saying that extroverts are better than introverts. I'm saying it's about finding out who you are. Like this computer is trying to find out who it is right now. It's taking its own sweet time to find out. It's okay. We'll let him be on the journey. I'm trying to say, you find out who you are along the spectrums of introversion to extroversion, and that's just one spectrum. There's so many to define in life. So, as you complete your class 12, as you enter your new phase in life in college, please be open to new experiences. Try to break out of that bias that, oh, I am a studious person, I must be studying. I must be the one to get the high GPA. Oh, I'm a sports person, I must be the one to bunk all classes. Not necessarily, yeah. Life is too short to have such finely defined boxes. Define it for yourself. Take up new electives. Do you guys know what electives are? Yeah, when you go to college, you'll see. When I was in my high school, as I was saying, I come from a very traditionally science background. But when I was in my class 11 and 12 in Singapore, I got the opportunity to take up an elective on business studies. And that opened up a whole new world of areas for me. Eventually, I entered into the world of marketing, sales, analytics, and so on. And today, I can see the dots being connected. So to end my little humble sharing session, I would like to quote once again what Steve Jobs mentioned, that you cannot connect the dots looking forwards, but you can connect the dots looking backwards. And I think all I can say is have trust in the dots to connect, in whatever shape and form. Whatever shape and form. Thank you so much.